So in today's video, we're going to be comparing the Magbounce against a standard shoot-through umbrella. This is my tri-fold umbrella. It folds up to about 10 inches long, but it opens up to about 32 inches. So we're going to do a comparison to see how well each one of these lights, do they have very similar effects, or is one way better than the other, and which one do I choose as my go-to? And this is going to be specifically for situations where you're not able to bounce off a white ceiling, for example, or if you need to light a large room. So let's get into Lightroom right now and see the differences. All right, so here we are in my dining room, and this I'm just showing you what the initial exposure looks like before we pop the flashes. So the first shot we're taking is going to be directly above the camera, and I left the shoot-through umbrella there, so we knew, okay, this is the Magbounce that we are demonstrating. So let me just do a quick preset on these. We're going to change, I always like to change the profile to standard. We're going to have to bring up that exposure, and that didn't quite light the scene well enough, but we can bring those highlights down, maybe bring the shadows up a little bit, and we'll call the let's just make it even at about 5,000 Kelvin for the white balance. And we're going to come over here and copy those settings onto each other one. Okay, so this is above the camera with the Magbounce. So let's compare that to, and actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all these other ones, and we're just going to sync those settings. So each one of those gets the exact same setting. And now we can look at the above the camera for the shoot-through umbrella. So what I want you to notice is this shadow right here. Let's see if it's any better with the shoot-through umbrella. And actually, surprisingly, it's not a whole lot different. So ceiling fans are always going to cause an issue with shadowing, and that's why let's start back over here. We're going to use that Magbounce with lighting it from this side and lighting it from this side. And I did the same thing with the shoot-through umbrella. We could actually bring, for the same settings, let's just leave it for now. And this is that side. So let's go to the Magbounce, and let's just do a side-by-side comparison with the shoot-through umbrella and see how it looks. Well, let's see, shadowing wise, this has a nicer spread. It looks like we are definitely getting more flash power hitting this back wall here, if you can see that. Look at the difference. So let's just double check these though. Let's see. Where are we at? We're at 2.3 overexposed on that. And what is 2.3 overexposed on that? So really what we're doing is we're gaining a lot of exposure using a shoot-through umbrella. So we could actually bring that down to over 1.5. And so if you're confused right now, if we reset these, I actually created a preset and I pasted my settings in, and it brought it up to 2.3, which would be okay, which would be enough for this. We didn't need to bump it that much using the shoot-through umbrella, because it's actually a lot more efficient at, using the light output of the flash. So I like that. Let's just, for fun, we'll compare the other side, and we'll run a comparison with that shoot-through umbrella. Now this is tilted up a little bit, I noticed that. So again, it's hitting the back wall nicely. Let's see if we could regain some of our highlights here. And if we bring that exposure down to where we think it should be, yeah, that looks a lot better. So shadows wise, how do these look? Let's check that out again. Let's do another comparison. Let's bring the Magbounce in. You can see just the color differences too. How this is kicking out more of a white balance. Now, of course, I have that line there. I needed to probably get my umbrella farther away from the flash. But overall, the umbrella looks like it's throwing the light a lot more evenly, especially on that ceiling. But just for fun, let's bring all these into, actually, let's just bring the Magbounce into Photoshop and see how these blend. All right, so we are just working with just flash shots in this, just so you can see what kind of overall flash image we're able to get. And then of course you could just imagine blending in ambient after that. But we're gonna see if we can get a clean, no shadow, you know, flash image using the Magbounce. So what I like to do, of course, is I would have my ambient layer up top. I would have shut that off anyway. I would shut this layer off. I would come here and do a layer mask, Command I to invert that. We're gonna use our gradient tool and just come over here like that. And then of course we would turn on this flash shot above the camera and adjust that. And of course we have shadows all over the place, but that's okay. We will do a comparison. Minus the ceiling, we definitely have a nice clean flash shot. Let's just flatten this image and bring it back into Lightroom. And let's do the same with the shoot through umbrella. Okay, and let's run through this the same way, shutting off that first flash shot, doing a layer mask, Command I to invert that, doing our gradient tool, and then we can blend back in about 50% of that flash shot above the camera. Already looking like a lot less shadows. That was to be expected though. Let's flatten this image. Okay, let's do a comparison now. This is the edited shot. Where's our other edited shots? Right here. And see what the difference is. First of all, let's imagine we were having ambient light blended back in, but the shadows are significantly reduced, especially this big one. I mean, this was almost not noticeable compared to this. And the color is correct, okay? So again, with this, if you can see, it's hard to tell in the video probably, but this has some discoloration to it. So obviously I don't keep this in a bag. Well, I do keep it in my bag, but I don't keep it in its bag that it came in. Maybe that would help with the discoloration or the fading over time. I've had this for a couple years now. Can you get away with just using this? I've used this on the Godox AD600 before, but you are going to have harsher shadows compared to something like a shoot-through umbrella. That's just given. Another way to soften your shadows again is making sure that that flash, the farther you move it back, the front of the flash from the umbrella itself, yes, you are reducing the flash power a little bit, but you are going to create a wider spread because more of that flash light is going to be able to hit the umbrella, and that the whole point of the umbrella is to kick that light out in all directions, and so that will soften your shadows as well. So that is the final results. This is the Magbounce with the blending, with the two images blended, of course, and then this is the umbrella. So leave me a comment below if you use either one of these modifiers. If you have a suggestion for your favorite modifier, I love the shoot through umbrella because of the results. The only downside to one of these is just the inconvenience of honestly having to keep opening and closing it, whereas something like this where it snaps on to the top of your flash, it's so much easier and compact, easier to move around the house. Those are my 2 cents. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button that lets YouTube know that you've liked this video, and hit that subscribe button. We have tutorials coming out all the time. Thanks for watching.